DAZN is the home of boxing, with over 150 live fights a year.
It's over! There's no way back from this, surely!
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it?
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
That is what sport means. That is what the EuroLeague trophy means.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
Everything is difficult in this life, so still you need to be on it.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time. A night to remember.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now!
How do you like it? On the show, so aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world. Press conference, live on DAZN. Fresh off the latest pit stop along the Times Square press tour in LA this week, Matchroom Boxing has touched down at the footgate of the Magic Kingdom. Yes, sunny Orlando, Florida is where we come to you from as we count down to Patrice Volny this Saturday night from the Caribe Royale Resort here in Orlando, Florida. And we welcome you to the Fight Week press conference as we take a look at what's in store coming up Saturday night, beginning with the prelims and then the main card beginning at 6:30 Eastern. And there's a bevy of intriguing fights. There's a lot of depth to this card, but again, Austin Ammo Williams, the headliner, as he takes on Montreal's Patrice Volny at 160 pounds. Edgar Berlanga back in action, fresh off his fight with Canelo Alvarez in September as he takes on fellow countryman Jonathan Gonzalez-Ortiz. It's the much-anticipated pro debut of the bronze medalist from Team USA. Amari Jones, Orlando's own, will make his pro debut against Alessi Mancianunzio out of Italy. And also on this card, it is the former title challenger Jermaine Ortiz in action against the veteran Yomar Alamo. And it's not often we see a rematch beginning our main card, but that's the case here. It is going to be meeting number 2 between Jose Roman and Jaleel Hackett, fresh off their initial meeting back on December 7th in Puerto Rico. And we welcome you in once again to the Caribe Royale Resort here in Orlando, Florida, along with the IBF lightweight champ Richardson Hitchens. And I honestly do not know who's tapped me on my shoulder, as this is live TV, folks. I'm Justin Shackle. It's Eddie Hearn.
I've been here a while, Justin, and I didn't know you were live, but I just wanted to come over to say hello to this man. This is the king of the 140-pound division right now. No one wants to mention the name of Richardson Hitchens. You saw Teofimo Lopez, Barboza. We were ready to fight Teofimo, but there's a big show next week in Sydney. He's got his eyes peeled. Kambosos, we think that's the fight in New York, but this man ready for all the smoke. Remember the name, you know the name, but remember the name. This is the future right here.
How do you feel about a potential match with Kambosos coming up in your near future, champ?
I think a match with Kambosos would be perfect. You know, he has the accolades, the name. You know, he represents Australia great, you know what I'm saying, as a fighter. And I think that for my legacy, that'll do a lot, just to show that if I belong with the Haneys, the Lomachenko's, the bigger name in boxing, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit, but getting a win over George Kambosos would kind of start cementing my name in the sport of boxing.
All right, there's been a lot of emergency press conferences that you're putting on yourself here with Teofimo Lopez, the back and forth there. Tell us what's going on with that rivalry.
I think that me and Teofimo is the best fight at 140 in the 140 division. Honestly, I wanted to fight next, but we couldn't make it happen, so I'm going to do what I got to do. My next fight, he's going to do what he has to do, and hopefully we come together and make the biggest fight at 140 happen.
All right, we're going to catch up with Richardson Hitchens more later on here in this press conference, but we're going to get everything started up on the dais, and let's turn it over to the man you just saw on your screen, Eddie Hearn, stage side.
Thanks, Justin. And of course, the 140-pound king Richardson Hitchens over there, what a huge future he has ahead of him. The boxing world is on fire right now. News around the world of so many big shows. Of course, this Saturday, we are at the wonderful Caribe Royale, live on DAZN around the world for a brilliant fight card. There's so much to talk about what's coming in the future on the global home of boxing, DAZN. Next week, we have a huge show in Sydney. George Kambosos against Jordan, someone that Richardson Hitchens is keeping his eye on for a potential fight in the summer. We're back for the professional debut of Pat Brown in the UK before we go into an incredible April. Of course, the big unification fight in Atlantic City, the Boardwalk Hall. For me, the fight of the year in 2025 so far. Jerome Boots Ennis against Stanionis. IBF, WBA and Ring Magazine Championship welterweight supremacy at the Boardwalk Hall. Dalton Smith headlines the week after, and then 65,000 at Tottenham for the big one. Ben against Eubank, the Ring Magazine event, Fatal Fury at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the biggest fight in British boxing right now. The week after, of course, the Ring Magazine event in Times Square. What a lineup. Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. And one day after, we'll be in Riyadh for the return of Canelo Alvarez. Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen coming up as well in May, and so much more to come. Boxing is red hot right now, and of course, you can watch it all on the global home of boxing. A few press conferences for you today before a great night of boxing on Saturday. A really good card, stacked with talent. And I want to, of course, thank this man to my left, Amari from Caribe Royale. This is, for me, one of the premier venues for boxing now. Wonderful arena, a great setup with the hotel, and this man so passionate about the fighters that he works with, so honest as well, which is rare in this game, and doing a fantastic job for the sport. Before we talk to some of the fighters on the card, Amari, a couple of words. I want to talk particularly about Carlos de Leon Castro as well, a young man that we saw in Puerto Rico. What a talent. And other fights on the court, Jermaine Ortiz, I think one of the top 140-pounders in the world, against, of course, Alamo as well. A great night of boxing back at the Caribe Royale on Saturday.
Thank you, Eddie. It's great to have our Matchroom family back. It's great to have all of you here. And like you said, what an exciting time for boxing with everything going on and all of it on DAZN. You know, nice to have Carlos de Leon back. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him. Young man you're going to be hearing a lot about as we go forward. He multiple-time Puerto Rican champion, multiple-time Pan-American champion, and just a young man with a great future ahead of him. So he did a great job in Puerto Rico on a couple of the cards there. Now he's back in Orlando, so we're happy to have him here to perform in front of our faithful Central Florida fans. So really excited about that. The other fight is, of course, a great fight between Jermaine Ortiz and Yomar Alamo. Jermaine, two-time world title challenger. Now he's got his WBA Continental title. Yomar, rugged veteran, It's going to be a great fight. We're excited for it. I think it's going to be great for all the fans. Jermaine's really looking forward to continue his path back toward another title opportunity, world title opportunity. Yomar is looking to do his thing to bust that up, if you will. But again, a great fight on DAZN, and looking forward to some excitement on Saturday night.
Thank you, Amari. I'm going to pass it over to the king of New York, Pablo Valdez. Pablo, welcome. As I said, last time I saw you, I think it was in Las Vegas, around Berlanga against Canelo. As I said, looking much slimmer now, ready to go, on weight, and massive support for you here on Saturday night.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm fighting Matchroom again. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all my people flying out from New York, UK, Mexico, Dominican Republic, come and support me, man. I'm just grateful.
Big card as well, a lot of Puerto Rican interest as well. Of course, Edgar back in a big fight against Jonathan Gonzalez as well. But for you now, get the win and push on for a big 2025.
Yeah, I want to fight again in Matchroom, hopefully in the Garden, where I really sell out. That's what I'm looking for. You know, I got Richardson too that came out. Appreciate that. The champ, it's my guy. Been with me for like 7 years when we started training. When I, came home, he gave me a lot of sparring. Every day he used to give me work, and I'm proud of him.
Well, Richardson will be in a big fight in New York in the summer, so you're more than welcome once you get the win on Saturday. Kicking off the live broadcast is a brilliant fight. Jalil Hackett against Jose Roman. For those of you that are not aware, Jalil Hackett jumped into a big fight in Puerto Rico in Roman's backyard, suffered his first defeat, came back, we spoke to the team, and we said, look, you can, in this situation, you can come back, get an easy win, or you can go straight for the rematch. Jalil Hackett and the team said, let's roll the dice again, let's go for the rematch. And at 21, this is a pivotal moment in his career so young. Jalil, welcome. Last time out, we saw you struggle at the weight. We saw you go in there, give everything in a fight that could have gone either way. You suffered your first defeat, ready to run it back in a big moment on Saturday.
Hell yeah. I lost a dog fight. If y'all watched the fight, it was close. It could have went either way. After sitting back and watching the fight, there was a lot of things I seen I could have took advantage of, and I did it. So, this go around, we just, we take advantage of those things I didn't take advantage of. We make it a much more dominant performance. And, come Saturday, they'll be saying, and the new, or how you say it, y la nueve.
I think that just staying on that, your team have always been aggressive in the matchmaking. At such a young age.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
I got a hell of a team, but I've been the aggressive one. I ain't coming here to pity pat around or sugarcoat. With you got the same thought on boxing that I got. If you could fight, we're going to find out sooner than later. We're not going to put you in there with 20 bum-ass fighters and then stick you in there with a real fighter. And when you get fucked up, we trying to figure out why you got fucked up. It's because you ain't never fought nobody.
I'll just say a round of applause for that, Eva. This is what we need more of in boxing. This is what we need more of. But with that does come the risk, does come the pressure. And this is must-win for you on Saturday night. You went to his backyard. It was an aggressive piece of matchmaking, but you're running it back now in the US. It's all great taking the risk. You have to win this fight.
Yeah, this is win or go home. We win here. It's back to the drawing board. We looking at what's next. But we lose here. It's like shit. It's really like you put yourself. You went from a bad spot to a worse spot. So. Winning is the #1 priority. We're not looking past him. We're not worried about who we fighting after him. We worried about Saturday. Saturday is the most important fight of my life, ever. So it's like, that's the main focus right now.
Well, big respect to the mentality. Jose Roman, welcome. Via our translator, I remember, the moment where you got awarded the decision. You fell to your knees. I saw. Some footage of you receiving your belt yesterday. You broke down in tears, ready to run it back on Saturday night.
Sí, José, en primer lugar, qué bueno verte de nuevo. Me acuerdo de ese momento cuando ya ganaste la pelea. Estabas como caíste al suelo y habían lágrimas. También ayer vimos cuando recibiste ese cinturón también lágrimas. ¿Listo para hacerlo de nuevo este sábado?
Claro que estamos listos, preparados, estamos ya en peso, ya pasamos por el fuego, sabemos que el trabajo fue duro, estamos sumamente contentos con el trabajo que estamos haciendo y nuevamente se va a repetir la historia este sábado, vamos a ganar, estamos seguros de eso y entiendo que van a haber grandes cosas con José Cheito Román.
Yeah, so first I want to say, you know, we're really well prepared. We're really on weight. We had a taste of the fire last time, so we know what's coming. We've worked really hard and we've been doing what we're doing, and we're confident in our work, and we believe that history will be repeated on Saturday, and I will get the win.
Thank you, Jose. A couple of words from the young charge, Castro. We saw you in an incredible performance in Puerto Rico. You seem to have it all, aggressive skills as well, Carlos, and it's a big moment for you returning in Orlando on Saturday night.
Sí, Carlos Telón, obviamente te hemos visto en Puerto Rico, lo tienes todo, ¿no? Tienes la agresividad, la habilidad, diste todo en ese espectáculo que vimos en la cartelera en Puerto Rico, listo para demostrarlo de nuevo aquí en Orlando.
Más que listo. Gracias a DAZN por otra oportunidad, a Mauri, mi promotora, Orla, Mushroom, gracias a todos y más que nada a mi público, que sin ellos no se pudo haber hecho esto. Y nada, luego que sea sábado para demostrar de lo que soy.
Yeah, so, you know, I want to say thanks again for the opportunity to Eddie Hearn, for the opportunity to fight once again, to my promoter, Mauri, to Matchroom, you know, and also for the fans, because without the fans, I wouldn't be here doing it. And, you know, it's just about getting to Saturday now to show what we're made of.
Keep an eye on that young man. Quick word from another great fight on the card, Alamo against Ortiz. Alamo, we've seen you in great fights, Liam Paro, so many big names, Richardson Hitchens as well that you fought. Another big test for you on Saturday night against Jermaine Ortiz.
Sí, obviamente, Yomar, en primer lugar, bienvenido. Te hemos visto en muchas buenas peleas. Hitchens, también Paro. ¿Otra gran prueba para ti este sábado?
Sí, muy buenas tardes a todos. Agradecido con Eddie Hearn, con Boss Lass por la oportunidad de traerme aquí de nuevo a mi casa, Orlando, Florida, donde estuve muchos años batallando. Gracias a mi promotor, a Javier Bustillo de Universal Promotion. Y nada, otra prueba, otra gran prueba. Creo que Jermaine Ortiz sabe quién soy, sabe quién es mi equipo de trabajo muy bien y hemos trabajado como siempre, claro, haciendo ajustes porque no todas las peleas pues son iguales, pero sí estamos enfocados, estamos muy seguros que ese título y esa victoria vuelve para Puerto Rico con Dios por delante.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I want to, say thank you to Eddie Hearn, to Boxer Promotions as well for allowing me to come back home here to Orlando, Florida, to fight once again. Also to Javier Bustillo from the promotional team there. I think Jermaine knows the fighter that he's going to be facing on Saturday night. You know, we've made adjustments for this fight, but we're completely sure in our preparation and the way we've worked hard towards this fight that this title will be going back to Puerto Rico on Saturday night.
Thank you very much. We go to what I would describe a little bit of a dark horse of the division, Jermaine Ortiz. Everybody saw the fight against Teofimo. A lot of people had him winning that fight. There's not a lot of people that want to step up and challenge you right now. Big platform for you, big opportunity to state your claim to fight for the World Championship once more.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Not a lot of people want to fight me. And, you know, for Saturday night, I'm honored to be here on this platform and doing what I love, doing what I do best. And I'm just looking to dominate. Every time I get in that ring, it's a moment of survival for me, and I'm looking to dominate, show exactly who I am, and be back on that path for a world title.
Do you think winning impressively and excitingly is important on Saturday night? I mean, a lot of people will use the excuse, oh, you know, he's a good fighter, he's tricky, he's defensive, he might not make for a great fight. You kind of want to take that away from him with a real dominant performance, an exciting performance as well. People know how good you are. People are reluctant to fight you as well. You've got to make the fans stand up on Saturday night and say, we want to see him in the big fights.
Yeah, I think my job is to dominate. This is an entertainment industry, but nonetheless, I will not, you know, stray away from my experience in boxing and knowing how to box and, you know, at the end of the day, coming out with the victory. And I'll do that any means necessary, but dominating, entertaining is definitely something that I think will draw more attention and get the bigger fights as well.
Well, great words from everybody up here. What a fight card on Saturday. Of course, Amo Williams against Volny in a brilliant middleweight fight. The return of Edgar Berlanga against Jonathan Gonzalez from Puerto Rico. And of course, the professional debut of Orlando's Amari Jones. But couple that in and treble that in with everybody up here tonight. Jaleel Hackett against Jose Roman, brilliant rematch to kick us off. The King of New York, Pablo Valdez, Carlos de Leon Castro, and of course Ortiz against Alamo. What a night of boxing on Saturday. We're going to break for head-to-heads and photos up here before we move to the next segment of the press conference. Back to you guys.
So this was the first portion of our press conference. It's going to be broken off in a couple of other pieces, all leading up to the main event, Amo Williams, Patrice Volny. And you're taking a look at Eddie Hearn with a couple of fighters on the prelims. Puerto Rico's Carlos de Leon Castro. He's going to be fighting a 4-rounder against Carl Rogers. And then Pablo Valdez, Pretty Boy Valdez, back in action, trying to improve to 9-0 as he takes on Mauro Godoy out of Argentina, his most experienced opponent to date. And then the face-off between Jermaine Ortiz and Yomar Alamo. Eddie alluding to Ortiz's status as one of the dark horses and the 140-pound division. And you see that WBA regional title. Jermaine talked about wanting to put himself back in position for another world title shot. Only 2 losses on his ledger, a very respectable performance against Vasily Lomachenko, and then a tightly contested unanimous decision loss to Teofimo Lopez. But he talked about needing to dominate, to maybe try and push the envelope, force decision makers to get a hard look at a fighter like Jermaine Ortiz. And then it is the rematch. Jose Roman and Jaleel Hackett. And that one, a fight of 2 halves. Jaleel Hackett did a great job in Puerto Rico on December 7th over the first 3 or 4 rounds. Roman took over, stole some of the momentum in the second half of the fight, and enough to win a tight contest. Jaleel saying yesterday he needs to box more like he did in the first 3 or 4 rounds for the entire fight coming up on Saturday. And the win for Roman, almost carrying some renewed energy to his career. Before that first fight, he was talking about possibly winding down, stepping away. He's a family man, and that winning that regional belt rejuvenated Jose Roman as we get set for the second go-around between those 2 fighters. Justin Shackle back with you here at the Caribe Royale. We're getting set for the next portion of our press conference, and I want to zero in on those last 2 face-offs, as you saw Eddie Hearn and Amari Piedra, the president of Box Lab as well, posing for some photos. But kicking it off, it is Jaleel Hackett and Jose Roman, and we welcome Jaleel to the set here at the Caribe Royale. Jaleel, great to see you. I want to ask you here about training camp. We're going to get a mic here. There we go. I want to ask you about training camp because, look, going into the Puerto Rico didn't seem like the weight cut was in your favor. How'd you feel about the lead up to this event here and what training camp was all about for you this go around?
It was tough, of course. It's always tough, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not a small guy. You know, I tell people all the time, if I wasn't boxing, I'd probably be well on my way to the NFL or some shit. I'm just being honest. I was nice when I was young. But, you know, I chose to do this sport, and I chose to start my career at 147, and I said I really didn't look to leave 147 until I won a world title. We haven't won a world title yet, so, you know, we still on that path to do so. You know, the cut was tough last time. This cut has been a little bit better. As you can see, a lot more people are telling me, you know, I look better, look stronger. So it's like, you know, I'm just looking forward to getting to Saturday and winning my belt back.
I love the transparency that you're giving up on stage, but also when you talked to Matchroom Media yesterday, you talked about, hey, you know, you kind of are on a fast track for a guy that's not yet 22. A lot of people, you said, throw years on you by mistake. This guy's 21, and, I mean, you won a regional belt at 9-0. Now, you took your first loss at 9-0. Why do you think this quick turnaround is going to serve you well?
Because, like I said on stage, you know, we got to find out what we're working with now. You know, if we wait till a guy got 20, 25 fights, and then he just gets his ass whooped in every big fight, then it's like he's a bust. The only reason he got this crazy record is because he was fighting bums. You know, I'm trying to fight the best now. You know, figure out if this what we going to do now. You know, if we figure out this ain't what I'm supposed to do now, I can go to something else and still be, you know, fine. But if we wait till I'm in my 30s to realize, oh, this ain't for him, then we blew all my glory years chasing bullshit.
Julio, thanks so much for the time. Great to see you. Hackett and Roman 2 kicking off our main broadcast on DAZN Saturday night at 6:30 Eastern.
Tune in, y'all. Tune in, man. What they say in Puerto Rico, y la nueve. We're going to be saying that Saturday.
There you go. There you go. Speaking of Puerto Rican flavor, let's go back to the stage where the return of the chosen one awaits. Back to Eddie.
Well, welcome back. Segment 2 of 3 here at the Caribe Royale in Orlando, ahead of a massive night of boxing on Saturday, live on DAZN around the world. We are delighted to welcome what we call a special feature bout, a late addition to the card, really, in terms of the size of the fight. The return of the chosen one, Edgar Berlanga against Puerto Rico's Jonathan Gonzalez. Of course, Edgar been on a great run, defeating Jason Quigley, headlining at Madison Square Garden, before beating Podreg McClory, headlining here at the Caribe Royale, and then taking on Canelo Alvarez, headlining in Las Vegas. It's been an incredible run, and now looking to bounce back with a win before moving into massive fights this summer. We're going to start with Jonathan Gonzalez. Jonathan, welcome. What a massive opportunity for you. I saw you earlier. You look incredibly focused. A lot of people seeing this fight as just a stepping stone for Edgar Berlanga, but you're focused for victory on Saturday.
Sí, Jonathan, en primer lugar, te he visto una oportunidad enorme para ti. Te hemos visto por el hotel y te veo muy enfocado. Algunas personas piensan que es una oportunidad de subir un escalón para Edgar Berlanga, pero te veo muy enfocado para esta victoria del sábado por la noche.
Sí, gracias a todos. Gracias a Dios por esta oportunidad, al equipo de Mushroom, mis promotores. Esto es una oportunidad que se me presentó hace 7 semanas. Yo dije que sí, esto es un reto grande para mí, para mi carrera. Fueron 6, 7 semanas de sacrificio y el sábado voy a darlo todo en el ring. Si piensan que yo voy a hacer un escalón, pues normal, eso parte del morbo del boxeo, pero estoy ready para este sábado.
So firstly, I want to say thank you very much for this opportunity. It's an opportunity that I got with, 6 weeks notice, but this is a great opportunity for my career. So it's been 6 or 7 weeks of sacrifice. And if people believe that it's just a stepping stone, then that's boxing and that's the way it is. But it's about showing that what we can do on this Saturday.
Obviously, it's been a tough road. You have that stint away from boxing, back now. You know what victory against this man could do for your career and your life. You truly believe that you can beat Edgar Berlanga on Saturday night.
Sí, obviamente tuviste un periodo fuera del cuadrilátero, pero sabemos que una victoria te cambiaría la vida y tú estás confiado, ¿crees que puedes vencer a Edgar Berlanga el sábado por la noche?
Bueno, todo el mundo sabe que tuvo un retiro largo. Yo decidí volver al boxeo porque me quedaba tiempo de recuperar lo que yo había perdido y después que yo me sienta físicamente bien, mi equipo de trabajo sabe que estoy bien, he entrenado fuerte para esta pelea. Esto va a ser una pelea grande para 2 boricuas, 2 puertorriqueños y los 2 somos guerreros, somos guapos y vamos a meter, como uno dice, cojones el sábado.
Yeah, so firstly I want to say that, this is a great opportunity for me. I'm about kind of making up for lost time in boxing. I still feel good. I still feel physically good. My team believe in me as well. This is a great fight for Puerto Rico. 2 warriors, 2 good-looking warriors that are going into the ring on Saturday, and we'll see that on Saturday.
Edgar, welcome back. You know what this man will be all about. Puerto Rican, tough, big opportunity for him, tough road, but focused on the comeback on Saturday night, leading to the big fights in the summer. But first, business to take care of here in Orlando.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, for this opportunity. I'm back after a big mega fight with Canelo, And you know, we looking to go out there and just, you know, shine like a star this Saturday, man. Go out there, you know, perform, look good. I'm fighting against, you know, another Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico, so I know he's coming with his best. I know he's giving his all, and you know, it's gonna be balls to the wall on Saturday night.
Obviously, coming off the back of that huge night against Canelo Alvarez, you know, gained even more fans that night, and fighting at that level makes you hungry to return there. All of a sudden, you are really the hunted out there. This guy has an opportunity to change his life and try and move into the kind of fights that you're expected to be in the summer. How important is it not to take your eye off the ball and stay focused on getting the job done?
I'm locked in right now. You know, this is a small show for me. You know what I'm saying? You know the deal that we had. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. You know, I just gotta go out there and just shine like a star, man. You know, go out there, handle business, perform like a superstar, and get those big fights. You know, I'm not overlooking this man. You know, he's coming to win. You know, he's Puerto Rican. He got that Puerto Rican blood in him. So I know he's coming to fight. I know he's not coming to run. I know he's not going to run around the ring and try to survive. He's going to go out there and try to prove a point. So I just want to let everybody know that it's going to be a bloodbath.
And the kind of fight that you want someone that comes to fight, entertain the fans, should suit the style of Edgar Berlanga perfectly.
1,000%. That's what we want. You know, is a real fight. You know, obviously I went 12 rounds toe-to-toe with Canelo. You know, no running, no grabbing, no holding, nothing. You know, I stood right in front of his face, and we went at it for 12 rounds. So I'm looking for the same outcome, but something different on Saturday. Well, that's me winning, you know, and me looking good.
Well, we expect a war in this one. Puerto Rico in the house. Edgar Berlanga against Jonathan Gonzalez. Don't blink, 168-pound. Big fight for Edgar Berlanga to move on to those mega fights in the summer, and a huge opportunity for this man, Jonathan Gonzalez. We're going to face the guys off before we move to the final segment. Thank you.
So it'll be an all Puerto Rican battle here at the Caribe Royale in Orlando. Edgar Berlanga back in the ring at 22-1, 17 knockouts, taking on Jonathan Gonzalez Ortiz, who will try and stay undefeated. And in this stare down, there's not too many places for Gonzalez Ortiz to look. Berlanga and Gonzalez Ortiz coming up here from Orlando. This is the site, this is the venue that put Berlanga in the driver's seat on the road to his opportunity against Canelo Alvarez. He is back here, and he'll be taking on the fellow Puerto Rican in his return to action. And Berlanga talking about not overlooking any type of opponent. You know, yesterday when he was talking with Matchroom Media, he gave a good example. He said that perhaps is what someone like a Jaime Munguia did in his last fight. So it doesn't matter what the matchup looks like as we welcome Edgar to the set here. Edgar Berlanga joining us.
What's up, man?
Fellow New Yorkers right here. Edgar, I love what you were saying. I love what you were saying here on stage, but also as he takes a look at Pablo Valdez.
Pablo Valdez right here, man.
New York in the house.
My brother, man, he about to show out.
Thank you.
Flat out, the Canelo fight week and then the actual 12 rounds. What does that do for you mentally moving forward in your career?
It's just something light here, man. You know, I don't overlook no opponent, but there's a cakewalk for me, you know what I'm saying? I've been at the highest of the mountain, you know what I'm saying, my last fight, and I took it very well. I handled it very well. So this is, you know, this is something light for me right now, you know what I'm saying? I got to go in there and I just got to perform and do what I got to do.
You get through Saturday, what do you want to be next?
I got 3 names. I got a hit list, but right now I'm looking at Munguia, Jaime. Hopefully he wins March 3rd. Caleb Plant and Jermell Charlo. You know, these type of fights I want to make in New York. I feel like those 3 fights deserve to be at the Barclays Center or Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? I'm big New York, you know, and I can't forget my brother right here, you know, Richardson, world champ, you know, and all respect to him. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this since we was a kid, but yeah, man, those are the 3 right now that I'm looking at.
Edgar Berlanga back here in action in Orlando. It'll be Puerto Rico against Puerto Rico as he takes on Jonathan Gonzalez-Ortiz here at the Caribe Royale. Let's continue the press conference and go back to the stage with Eddie Hearn.
Well, welcome back, everyone. It's been a long press conference because it's a long card on Saturday night. And now we move to two very important moments in the careers of two matchroom fighters against some great opposition as well. Firstly, of course, it's the professional debut of Orlando's own Amari Jones against Alessio Munzino. Welcome, Alessio. And a great fight between Amo Williams and Patrice Volny as well in the middleweight division. Alessio, we're going to start with you. Welcome. This is a tough fight for a professional debut of Amari Jones. They wanted a real fight. They wanted a real fighter. You ready to go on Saturday night?
Yesterday, I'm ready. In my career, I fought many times in a hard match, and for this match, I'm ready because I think pro boxing and amateur boxing is a different sport, and I'm ready. I'm ready for this, and one thanks for my coach Simone D'Alessandri, my family for support, and I'm ready. I'm ready.
I guess what you're saying is you feel like this may be a mistake from the team of Amari Jones. You know, you believe amateur boxing is different, and this is a step too far, too soon, too early for Amari Jones.
Yes, I know, but I am ready. I'm ready. No, I think I look my way, and I'm ready for Saturday.
Well, in my opinion, I think the future of American boxing, a great opportunity to see a superstar in action on Saturday night. I think this young man has it all. We saw him in the Olympics in Paris, of course, winning the medal, not the gold that he wanted, but so close to doing so as well. This young man has it all. He also has a city on his back on Saturday night. Massive support coming to the Caribe Royale, Amari Jones, for you as it all begins. The professional journey gets underway Saturday night in Orlando, your home city, against a real opponent.
Yes, I'm ready. I've been ready. It's been 7 months since the Olympic Games, so I've been ready for this moment. You know, he said he's ready. It's a difference between the amateur and professional ranks, but I've been fighting top guys for the past 3-4 years. So he's nothing that I haven't seen before. I'm going to use my speed, all my skills, all my talent, and I'm ready to put on and perform for my city, Orlando, Florida.
Obviously, in your amateur career, so many Olympic medalists, you know, fighting all around the world. You do fight an incredible mix of opponents, so much quality, you know, from not just from America, but from Eastern Europe and regions there where there's so many great young fighters. Didn't feel the need to take on that lesser opposition coming out the back. You believe against guys that are coming to win, we're going to see the best of Amari Jones?
Absolutely. That's what me and my team talked about, me and my coach, my dad, and we got what you and Matchroom, and y'all agreed on the opponent. You know, it's going to be his 20th fight. We did our research, and, you know, we know he's going to come to fight, so we came and prepared. We're ready. Just going to use all my skills and show my talent Saturday night.
I mean, it's a blessing, really, and we didn't necessarily expect it to be part of the plan initially, but the opportunity come in Orlando to get the whole journey underway. How special is that for you? We know that you're a big ambassador for boxing in the USA, but particularly here in Orlando, so many young kids will be there on Saturday night to watch the start of your journey. Quite amazing that it's all going to begin here in Orlando.
Yes, it was when we talked in Philadelphia, this was kind of the plan and what we wanted to do. You know, you said it's a little later on, you know, it'll be in March instead of, you know, me making my splash in January or February, but I feel it was worth the wait. And, you know, coming to my city, doing this, you know, performing, you know, and I know the kids and my crowd is going to be watching, and I'm here to continue to inspire the youth because, you know, if they see me do it, I definitely feel like they can do it as well.
Well, an incredible journey begins on Saturday night. Amari Jones against Munzinho, a very, very tough professional debut right here in his home city. Very, very tough fight, an important fight for, of course, the middleweight division as well. It's Ammo Williams against Volny. Patrice, we'll start with you. Welcome. A lot of people talking about how dangerous this fight is for Ammo Williams. We see you coming. You're looking in great shape. You've boxed at world level before, and this is the fight to put both of you guys back in contention for the World Championship.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to Matchroom, taking me to the resort. So, yes, it's going to be a great fight, a big fight. Ammo is a tough fighter, a good fighter. So, but I've been in the game for a long time. You know, I've been on the road a long time. I'm here to fight. That's what I love, and I know for sure that we're going to have a super fight Saturday.
I know that you've been looking for a big fight for a while. Were you surprised to get the call and the opportunity from Ammo Williams? We like to put our guys in real fights, and our matchmakers and everybody around your team tells us this is a real fight.
Absolutely. My team called me and they say, hey, Pat, do you want to fight Ammo? I say, yes, right away. Yes, right away. I know you would never say no to. I know we fight it. That's what we do. I'm not here to just fight, regular fight. You know, at one point, I want to build it to the top. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, but now we're clear, we know the game, you know. But I was 100% in, and I think it's going to be a great, amazing fight.
Ammo, welcome. Posted yesterday about the roller coaster of the Ammo Williams career. You know, it's been an incredible journey that's seen you fight all over the world. Of course, you know, your toughest assignment really off a limited camp against Hamza Shiraz in Riyadh season. Fights in the UK as well, all over America, Madison Square Garden, Las Vegas as well. You've soaked up so much experience, but this is a very big fight for you on Saturday night to put you in contention to fight for the world middleweight title.
Absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you to God. Thank you to Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, DAZN, everybody who has been on this journey with me. It has not been easy. Man, y'all seen my highest of highs and my lowest of lows. I'm inspired, actually, by the people on this card. We got Amari Jones right here, Olympian, on the card, you know, helping me push myself forward, something I can look forward to. I think one of the greatest things to be able to be is grateful. One of the greatest things to be able to do is that admire someone else, admire others, because to be an Olympian and to have an Olympian next to me is just saying this is where I'm supposed to be. The caliber of things that I will bring to you guys will be stuff of greatness, not just myself, but the people helping me along, the supporting features. Everybody is somebody I can look to and say, hey, I can take something from that guy. You know, my journey, I only had 3 years in the amateurs. I started at 19, 48 fights. Eddie came along, seeing my talent, seeing that I was more fit for the professional ranks, and he knew that he was going to have to build me up through the professional boxing. I had to go around the world. I've been in the Middle East, United Kingdom, Madison Square Garden, MGM Grand, putting on big shows, fighting swing bouts, and ending up 2 fights before Anthony Joshua, right before Katie Taylor and things like that. You know, my journey has not been textbook. We've been figuring this thing out as we've went along, and Eddie Hearn. I want to give so much thanks to him because he's watched me and invested in my growth from a young child, a kid, young teenager, until now, you know, being a 28-year-old man. This is my 10th year in boxing, and now to have the premiere of the Ammo Show, man, I'm so grateful for every last one of you guys in here, because I've been through everything to give you guys the show. One thing I want to highlight was before my Mbumba Yasa fight, one of my greatest performances that landed me the spot in Riyadh. My grandfather had just lost his brother, my Uncle Roy, and I put Roy on my trunks, and I wanted to give him the greatest show ever, and I did. I got that spectacular knockout. I walked out of the ring. I was ready to call my granddad Fred and say, hey, look what I did for the Williams name. I got Williams on my back, and I wanted to show him, you know, how much I love him and how much I would sacrifice to just make him smile. And my dad, right here in the crowd, he had to walk me over right after the fight and give me a call from my granddad Fred on FaceTime, and I had to watch him in the ICU knowing that he only had a few hours left to live. And I lost him 2 days after the Mbumba Yasa fight. 2 days after that fight, I lost my grandfather, my superhero, the greatest man I've ever known. And
that just totally put my life in a whirlwind. But me and Eddie agreed that we were going to go over to the Middle East, and we were going to be one of the fighters on the Riyadh season original shows to get that kicked off for the boxing world. And I said, you know what? No matter what I'm going through, I'm going to find my way to get a fight going on June 1st, because Matchroom sacrificed for me, and I'm a sacrifice for them. I will be a fighter in that 5v5, and I end up having to fight their team captain. You know, I gave it everything I had. My wife, Shariah Taina, in the crowd. She came to West Palm Beach for 2 days in my camp just to watch over me, because she knew what I was going through. And I didn't sleep that whole camp, but she just came there and just sat on the side of the bed and told me just sleep. Just make it through these couple of nights of sleep so you can finish up this camp and go out and give your heart and your soul and put everything on display to represent your grandfather out there in the Middle East. And we did. We did. And I came up short for the first time in my career, so I got knocked down again on top of that. I got knocked down again. And it hurt me to my soul. And these moments, you know, it can be terrifying, because we think about professional boxing and what happens. It's a race. Everybody's running. It's you on your last leg no matter what. You can be on the top of the mountain one day. You can get knocked off into the ground the next. So to take sacrifices and to take real fights and things like that, it gets scary for fighters. We're closing in on ending an era of perfection, where everything has to be perfect, which I believe ruins fighters, makes guys not want to take risks. That's never been Emma Williams. Me and Eddie have collaborated to make some of the biggest fights for you guys and leading up. And for us to land here is just a dream come true for me. The Ammo Show, the premiere of the Ammo Show will be March 15th. You will see explosion, but beyond explosion, you'll see brilliance. You'll see class. You'll see what a true professional world champion really is, the way he speaks, the way he walks, the way he can connect with people. There is no disconnection between a world champion and the people. There is none. I can walk amongst people with my dog just like anybody else. I'm not better than anyone up here. I just took the sacrifices so that I can have a platform to help the world. And that's why on my first ever interview, press conference I said I was going to change the world. I was going to come here and be a positive light in this world, and look at where we are now. Yes, we're at the Caribe Royale, a beautiful place right here in the United States of America. And I love that my career is a slow burn. I love that we're not starting out in the biggest stadiums in the planet. I love that, because the Ammo Show is not one and done. This is not a candle in the sun show. This is something that is going to grow and grow myself, grow DAZN, grow Matchroom Boxing, show how two human beings can come together and do something world-shaking, me and Eddie Hearn. And it's time. So, again, I want to say thank you to everybody in here. Y'all are witnessing the beginning of something very special, and I love you all.
Whoa. Oh, what about that? I never thought I'd say this, but I'm lost for words. I mean, this is unbelievable. I don't even need to ask you a second question, am I? That was the longest press conference speak I've ever seen. And what I will say is that the story is incredible, the journey is incredible, the resilience is incredible. This is a tough game. All fighters should be respected for their journeys in and out of the ring. And this is a great fight between two great middleweights that's going to take the winner onto a shot for the world middleweight title. So thank you all for attending. Thank you, Amari Jones, a great young man, a great ambassador, a great role model, and I believe can be a superstar of American boxing, but a tough one to open up for him on Saturday night. So much more as we saw. Edgar Berlanga against Jonathan Gonzalez, Jermaine Ortiz against Alamo, Jose Roman against Jalil Hackett. So much more on this brilliant night of boxing at Caribe. It's going to be completely packed in there. Just a few tickets left. We'll weigh in tomorrow, and we're going to face these guys off now. Thanks for coming. We look forward to a great show on DAZN on Saturday night. Thank you. Stand over there, Emma. Yeah.
You know, Eddie mentioned at the very end there are so many matches on this card that can make the argument of being the draw on Saturday night for various reasons. And one you see right on stage right there, Amari Jones, the U.S. bronze medalist, making his pro debut in his hometown, something that does not happen often as he takes on a very experienced Alessio Mastronunzio out of Lazio, Italy, 14-5 record. So a very experienced pro fighter, 113 pro rounds under his belt as he's getting ready to face the hometown kid in the 22-year-old Amari Jones, making his pro debut in his own backyard. And then it is the main event. Ammo Williams, Patrice Volny. It's 17-1 against 19-1 on Saturday night on DAZN. Both with a lot of knockout power, we know that. And we saw it happen for Ammo Williams against John Garrido back in Philadelphia in November. Ammo and Volny, Saturday night here from Caribe Royale in Orlando. It is the main event as those two clash at 160 pounds. We know that Ammo Williams is ranked in the top 10 in 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies. And you just wonder what another win could do for Ammo in the second half of 2025. And for Patrice Volny, this is a guy who was inching toward a title shot right before COVID really shut things down and was a setback. And we're gonna welcome Eddie Hearn into the set. You know what, Eddie? How about you come in the middle? So we got kind of have like a bar graph here. I tell you what, Ammo Williams, when he goes along with his answers, they contain substance. Yeah. So it's great to hear him speak like that. And I love what he was saying about boxing coming out of the age of perfection. A lot of zeros are coming off the board, and yet it doesn't matter. And you see that a lot up and down this card. It's about how some of these fighters are distancing themselves from high-profile defeats. From your perspective, what do you see when a guy already with that out of his record turns in a dominant performance shortly after suffering that maybe that first career setback?
I think that, you know, we must always remember that life is about winning, you know, and life is about winning, and life is about testing yourself against the best. If you're good enough, you'll win. I always say this. I think Ammo's problem in the past has not been that he hasn't been good enough, it's just that his preparation's not been good enough. Sometimes mentally he's not been 100% there. Sometimes his camps have been a little bit indifferent. This is actually one of the first times where he's had a real strong, decent camp. It's a very tough fight. Volny's a big guy. Like, he's a serious middleweight. He's a good fighter. The Ammo Williams story is quite incredible. Like, I think that I look back at his professional debut and he was just this young, excitable kid. And then you go through the list of everywhere he's boxed and everything he's done. And the fact that he's still here after all those issues, those problems, you know, the resilience that he has, but you've got to make it count. Stories are nice, but if you get beat, like, there's only so much you can do with a story. You know, this kid's got a great story. You know, him, like Amari Jones, like Ammo, they're an inspiration to the youth of this country because they've suffered adversity, they've come through. You know, this is a man yet to suffer a defeat. Everyone's different. It's not just you know, a carbon copy strategy for everyone. There's excellence, there's preparation, there's ups, there's downs, you know, and like when you compare people, for Ammo, it's a roller coaster ride. For Richardson Hitchens, it could be a ride of perfection. He's yet to taste defeat. And let's just not get it twisted between it's okay to lose. It's never okay to lose, but you can certainly come back from it. And the reality is, in this game, in sport, if you're not good enough, you won't win. That's it. And if you're not good enough, you can look yourself in the mirror as long as you give it everything, and you can go again.
Let's focus on what could be potentially in store for the winner of this main event. 160 pounds right now. Let's be frank, it's not exactly loaded at the moment. So what could be in store second half of 2025 for the winner?
I think you've got a lot of quality fighters, but you've got a lot of fighters that haven't got massive profiles, that are looking for opportunities against good names in exciting fights. You know, you've got WBO champion. I think he's going to move up at some point and move on. You just saw Carlos Adames beat Hamza Shiraz. You know, he's a good fighter. I wasn't blown away by him. You got Lara. You know, he's a great fighter, but he's getting on. you know, listen, we want to roll the dice for the World Middleweight Championship with Ammo Williams, but he must win on Saturday.
The Ammo Show coming our way on Saturday. That is according to the man himself, Austin Ammo Williams. Amari Jones making his pro debut. Edgar Berlanga back in action following his Canelo experience, and also it'll round 2 between Jaleel Hackett and Jose Roman. Plenty more left to do here from Orlando before fight night. Join us tomorrow for the official Matchroom weigh-in show coming up at 1 Eastern on these same channels. For Richardson Hitchens, for Eddie Hearn, for our entire Matchroom crew, I'm Justin Shackle. We'll talk to you tomorrow here from Florida.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. The fight starts now. Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show. So aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world. Press conference live on DAZN.